I want to share this with you today, reference our study on kingdom living. I've learned that the more time I spend in prayer, the better I hear His voice. There are times that my moments of prayer are silent. A huge part of prayer is being in His presence, right? That's what we're doing. We're seeking the face of God, seeking to be in His presence. We want to be in that place in order to receive what it is He has for us and what it is He wants to tell us, so that we can hear the responses that He has to our petitions, right? The Lord speaks to me in many different ways. This is a process that has taken years to grow into, because I hear His voice, I see, I have visions, I feel things, like sometimes literally someone might be hurting and I literally feel like, does your left elbow hurt? Literally, right? I have thoughts. He just speaks to me in different ways. And when He does that, I just know. I had a pastor that used to always tell me, I just know in my knower. And I loved that line, because that's it. I know in my knower. Because of the relationship that I have with Jesus, because of the time that I've spent in His presence in worship and praise and prayer, I know that I know that I know my Savior and His voice. Without time with God, one will not know the will of God, nor the heart of God. I spoke to you before about fighting differently. The Lord taught me how to fight by being quiet. That was work. By being quiet and giving the battle to Him. Pray about it and release it, because there's so many things we can't do anything about. Prayer is our only option. It took me a while, but it was much easier to give Him things when I had absolutely no way to affect it on my own, right? Sometimes it's easier for us to give something to someone else to do because they have that gift or talent or that ability, and we don't. So it's, all right, you take care of that, right? It can be so easy and so natural for us in some ways with other people, but it's often difficult for us to do with the Lord, or it has been for me. Jesus presents us with praying for our enemies, and He tells us in Matthew 5:11 that we are blessed when our enemies persecute and falsely accuse us. In Matthew 5:44, Jesus says, I tell you to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be children of your Father in heaven. In Matthew 5, Jesus lists out what is called the Beatitudes. In 5:3, blessed are the poor in spirit, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. I believe this too refers to the kingdom as a foundational thought in our prayers. For me to be poor in spirit is to be broken, empty, without, undone, in need, unable but God.